You're listening.
You're listening.
You're listening
to the International Posit Podcast Network. And it is amazing. Amazing. It's like a flavor party. It's like a flavor rave.
It's like you've put all of the worst flavors together into one thing.
It's like Burning Man on your taste buds.
See, now there are a lot of people who wouldn't say that that's a good thing.
Welcome to Three Guys, Three Questions, where three friends test the limits of propriety through the questions we ask. Today is whatever day you're listening to this on, and this is episode 1 of season 5. This week, we're sponsored by a rushing lack of preparation. I'm Aaron L.M. Goodwin, and I'm joined, as always, by Andrew Savage. Say hello, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going? Good to hear. I'll talk to you later.
I'm also joined by Adam Chicken Grease Anderson.
Hello.
What's the chicken grease
My
sitch?
keyboard's so gross. I don't like it.
Ooh, what happened?
I was eating Chick-fil-A, and now there's grease on my keyboard, and I'm slowly coming to the realization that I'm one of those people.
Hey, you don't have to use as much hand lotion.
Don't have to worry about fingerprints or more fingerprints.
Is that how that works?
No,
Okay.
I think it's opposite.
Yeah.
I think it's more fingerprints.
If you're new to the show, here's how it works. Each host asks a question, then each host gives their answer. Hilarity hopefully ensues, and we move to the next question. Adam has today's first question, so take it away, Mr. Chicken Grease.
I feel like instead of testing...
Love peace chicken grease.
I feel like instead of testing the limits of propriety, we should just say that we're testing the limits of our listeners' patience.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so my question is, what is your most selfish moment?
I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this. There's nothing I love more than learning about how terrible we are.
Okay, well, I guess I'm first, right? I am so ashamed of this. But in retrospect, it was totally the right thing to do.
Well, we'll be the judge of that and everyone else.
Well, okay, so there was a time in my youth in which I liked the video game Pokemon. I don't know if you've heard of it. Well, let me explain it to you for a second. They also had a card game.
It's that indie title, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It was very popular. Anyway, there was a card game that also came with it, and I was also quite enamored with the card game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, would you imagine that was something that would have been in my existence in past? But anyway, so to this terribly selfish part. So I was going to go... I remember because the Pokemon cards were super rare. Like you get those booster packs or whatever, and you get like 11 cards or something like that for like $4 or something like that. Anyway, they're super, super rare. You couldn't get them anywhere because they were just so popular. And I was going to go to like LA or somewhere like pretty big. And I was part of the journey was going to go and buy some Pokemon cards.
Wait, so like you were going to a city to buy Pokemon cards?
No.
Or was like this something auxiliary to...
This was an auxiliary. This is a side quest, if you will.
I understand this terminology.
I think you would call that a pilgrimage. Nope, doesn't work.
Nope.
I tried to combine Pokemon and pilgrimage.
I heard you. I know what you did.
Well, I think Pilgrimon would be better.
Pilgrimon? Gotta catch them all. The stations of the cross. Okay.
Okay, let me tell the terrible selfish part.
Okay,
anyway,
okay.
So I had a friend who's like, hey, you should pick me up some of these packs. And I was like, that sounds like a good idea. I'll do that for you. And I did. So I bought like 5 for me and 5 for him or something like that. And I remember I'm like, oh man, I can't let him have all the good cards. So I opened all of the packs.
Oh, that is mad.
It gets really worse.
Now I'm really curious about how the story is going to end. Like, how are you going to defend this to us? Because you started by saying you did the right thing. And I'm not sure what can redeem you at this point.
Anyway, so I opened all of them, took the cards I liked and put the cards back and glued them shut.
Oh my goodness. The only way you can make this better now is if like your friend was so devastated by getting such crappy cards that he quit Pokemon and instead just like studied and like found a cure for cancer or something.
No, that was not it whatsoever.
I know, because there is no cure for cancer.
Anyway, so that was the most selfish moment of my life. he turned out to not be a very good person. So,
Well, so did you. So
I grew from that. I decided that I didn't want to be that person anymore.
But did you ever consider that maybe like his supervillain story
was like the beginning of mine?
That Pokemon incident was what started him down the dark road to becoming a terrible person.
I try not to think of that way. I've made my peace. I've apologized for my actions, but it's still the most selfish thing I've ever done.
That's so bad. Because it's like, it took so much intention. So it's like, not only did you do it, it wasn't like accidental or innocent. Oh no. But then you also tried to cover it up.
Oh yeah. No, I know. I eventually told him like later on, he's like, oh, whatever. He's like, it was like years after we didn't even care about them anymore. He's like, oh, that was a jerk thing to do. I'm like, yeah, I know. And that was it.
and then he became
that's pretty good.
A supervillain after you told him. It was like, that was a jerk thing to do. I must rule
pretty
the world.
Close. Like, honestly, I don't want to like, not a good guy, but I don't want to say that. I felt like that was before I met him that he became that person. But
who can know?
Who can know, right?
Who can know?
Now I want to see if Aaron can top that.
We're gonna, you know what? If at the end of this, Adam's like, "You guys are terrible. I don't have an answer," and just move on. I will go over there and just punch you in the mouth.
The most selfish thing I ever did was give all of my belongings to charity because I wanted blessings for it.
Okay, so the most selfish thing that I ever did was probably the beginning of my utter hatred for the feeling of jealousy. You can hear about that on previous episodes. But there was this girl who I was interested in. I would say I was around 22-ish, 23. She was younger than me, like maybe 18, 19. I don't remember. I had to be a little bit older and she was a little bit older. Anyhow, young 20s era. Well, there was this church dance, and it was like I don't remember what the situation was, but I had a date for it, but I was not interested in this person. I don't know how I got into, like, do you know what I mean? I don't know why I had this date.
It just happens.
Somehow I was taken.
It was just like a sitcom up until that point. Just a comedy of errors. Just like, oh no!
It gets better. I know the story.
So this girl was talking about how she wanted this one guy to ask her to the dance.
That wasn't you.
That wasn't me.
And you were upset by that.
She was talking to me about it. I was upset about it first because I knew he was gay, and she had this huge crush on him.
She had a huge crush on him for a while.
For like a long time.
And she never knew.
I tried to tell her, like, I tried to be it's his business, so I'm not gonna like out him. But I was trying to be like, I don't think he's interested in you. I'm pretty sure he's not. But that just made her even more interested in this guy, who I knew it was never going to happen with. And if it did, it probably shouldn't be happening with them. and so she was waiting around for him to ask her. And then there's this other guy.
How many characters are in this?
I know it's too many characters. There's
just 4 right now, so...
We'll call this guy Golden.
Like, I'm trying to like.
I thought you were gonna call him Lassie, but the Golden's good too.
You're gonna have to start keeping a chart of everyone who's in this story. Like, I'm starting a spreadsheet.
For someone who reads a lot of Shakespeare, this is really confusing for you.
Well, yeah. Aaron's not talking in blank verse. That would make it way more understandable.
So there's this other guy who was like the golden retriever of people. Like, he's really nice, but he had like learning disability, like deficiencies. I'm not gonna. It's not like he.
Okay, so when you say like the golden
retriever
of people, you mean in more than one way.
I've seen him jump into swimming pools with his clothes on because he was so excited.
More than once.
More than once. He's a cool kid, but he's like almost, if he's 30, he's like the mentally like 15-year-old maybe, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, he's not all
I mean, that
there.
actually sounds kind of normal, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
Well, in this case, you'd be wrong.
I told him, hey, what's her face is, she's actually looking for a date to this dance. You should ask her out. He's like, no, I don't know. And I was like, no, really, I think she'll say yes. I know she'll say yes. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you need to go for it, man. It's your time. So I'm telling this special kid that he needs to ask this girl out so that I can block the other guy.
So you can feel better about her not wanting you to ask her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't that I didn't even ask her because I was too prideful. That's what makes me a selfish person. Like, I didn't ask her because I was too, I don't know, scared or whatever. And so I asked some other girl who it's really unfair to you because I took her to this thing, but I wasn't interested at all. And
so basically, the
like
exact same situation.
It's pretty bad.
So you're like, if I had to be in this situation, so do you.
Exactly.
No one gets what they want.
Yes.
Everyone's.
Oh
unhappy.
no,
that is pretty.
I knew it. This girl asked me. That's what happened. So that's why I was already previously obligated because she asked me in front of everybody.
Who was it?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Anyhow, yeah. So basically, that's what happened, and they went on this date, and it was really terrible. Like he made her pick him up.
Oh my goodness.
Because I don't think he could drive, and I think he like forgot his wallet, so she had to pay for his dinner. So it was like a terrible, terrible time for her. He didn't like dancing, so like she felt bad if she went out onto the dance floor, but he's not exactly a real conversation kind of person. So basically I'm the worst person ever. That's the moral of that story.
You made me feel a little bit better because I only screwed over one person.
I screwed over 2 people. Well, I screwed over potentially 4 people because each one of us could have been on another date that they would have enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But that was like the last time I did something like that. I thought it was hilarious at the time. And when I told her what I had done after the dance, boy, she was mad.
She didn't think it was.
Turns out she didn't like it.
Why would you tell her?
I thought it was hilarious.
She didn't think it was funny for some reason.
No, not at all.
You ruined my night. How hilarious.
She was quite upset.
This story is an example of Aaron's love life.
And me, previous to like maybe 27, 26, previous to those years, I was a complete tool bag when it came to that kind of stuff. I was like a fedora wearing milady nice guy.
Minus the neckbeard.
Yeah, it's not good.
That makes me so sad.
I'm reformed. Coincidentally, I'm also lonely.
But reformed nonetheless.
I know what I've done.
Okay,
I know that it was
Adam,
wrong.
I feel really bad about this part of the show, so it's Adam's turn.
So I bet that you guys were expecting my answer to be, oh, that time before we started the show where I made everybody wait around while I finished my Chick-fil-A. But no, that is not the most selfish thing I've ever done. So I was probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 or whatever. And we had just learned about Zion in church, right? And one of the things the teacher said was that we would have all things in common. And then she explained it because I was 7. We're going to share everything. And my very first thought was, I don't want to share my Nintendo 64. It's like my main
You wouldn't let
concern
Jesus play your Nintendo 64?
My main concern with living.
The Israelite people, out of everything they've done, are not going to be able to play Mario Kart with you.
No, and I was really concerned. I was like, how is that going to work? Like, am I going to have to take it to other people's houses so that they can play with my things?
They don't have enough controllers for everyone to be playing Super Smash Brothers right now.
Wow.
So, I mean, like,
You're just a little capitalist, I guess.
I really am. Just at the very core of my being, I want my things to be mine, no one else's. And I think the most selfish part of it isn't just that, like, I wanted to keep it, but I didn't want other people to have it because we had just gotten
That's
it, and it was
so
very special to me.
That's something that I recognize as normal in people, but I don't have, if that makes sense. And I've tried to think about why I don't have that.
Milady.
That's probably why.
It's because your fedora enlightens you, Aaron.
No, I think like maybe because we grew up so poor that we didn't have anything. So I just grew up like someone being like, "Can I play with that 10-year-old McDonald's toy that's like the only thing you really own?" Yeah, sure. I want one of those dirt balls. All right, I'll just go make another dirt ball.
Here's the thing, Aaron. Did you ever have those friends that did have the 64 and you didn't have, so you just go over there and were friends with them for their 64?
No, I didn't, because I had friends who did that with like us, if that makes sense, but with like because our household was pretty much like everyone could just do their own thing. So they'd like avoid their parents to come over and hang out with us.
Oh, okay.
And so I realized it was the same thing pretty early on.
Okay, so it's like the Catholic Church for people seeking sanctuary.
Hey, here Aaron's house is selling indulgences.
God, really religious here.
Really
okay, Lil Capitalist.
No, I lived in Texas for a year, and for that year, that was basically the basis for all of my friendships was, oh, you have a PlayStation 2 and you have a GameCube, so we're going to be friends.
It's so sad.
And to this day, I don't remember their names, but I remember the games that we played. So...
Oh my
god. Okay, maybe that's the most selfish thing I've ever done. My life is just a series of selfish experiences, really. Just one after another.
Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about something happy.
We're worse than Larry David characters. Like, he couldn't have written worse characters.
I don't know
than
about that.
Gluing the packages back together, setting up someone on a date with a special person so that they can't go out with who they wanted to.
Yeah, and then Adam's little thing, I don't know what that was.
Lil Capitalist.
Lil capitalism.
Okay, guys. What is or was your most badass moment?
I believe it's pronounced badass.
Badass moment.
Mine was literally involving my badass.
Okay.
I was pretty shy. I don't know if I was shy, but I just wasn't outgoing. I was introverted. I wasn't necessarily like scared of people or anything like that. I just didn't want to talk to them.
So like today.
And I I'm back to square one. No, the thing is, in high school, I walked into my freshman year. My teacher gave me a note and said, "Hey, can you walk this over to the drama class and give it to the drama teacher?" I was like, "Oh, sure." So I took the note and I walked into drama class and I looked in and it was just like amazing because it was all girls and then like 2 gay guys. And I was like, how do I get in on this?
And all the girls want to be asked to the dance by the gays.
This is the land of milk and honey. I think this is the beginning of all my problems, too.
Honestly, though,
so
I feel like this is a little bit late, but I feel like Aaron's story about that guy who was like the golden retriever, I feel like that could be very easily adapted into an Air Bud movie.
An actual golden retriever?
Yeah.
I tell an actual Air Bud to ask her.
There's nothing in the rules that says golden retrievers can't dance.
Okay, no, we're sidetracked. So I got into drama, right? But I only took the classes and I never auditioned for the shows because I don't know, I just didn't feel like I would be good at it. Until one day I was in drama class and someone came in who was in a different period of drama. And my teacher said, "Hey, Aaron, can you read opposite this person? Because I need to have them read for a part." So I read for the part and the other person didn't get that part. But the teacher said, so you can have the lead role in this if you want. Because that was really good. And I was like, huh? Like, you can't turn that down because it's like your first time you're at the top. Like, you know what I mean? That's like if you showed up to a baseball stadium and they're like, hey, you want to be a designated hitter? You're like, if you say no, it's kind of dumb. So
even because it's like, really, if you're really bad, it's their fault. It's
right, like you have someone to blame. Well, hey, you shouldn't have put me out here.
I just walked in here.
I just walked in here. But I took the part, and then I read the script. And as I'm reading the script, I'm like, oh, this is pretty funny. This is really good. It's called Actor's Nightmare. It's just like a 1-act thing. Mm-hmm. And the whole basis of the play is that you're a person who wakes up and they're on a stage.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you're trapped in a play. It turns out you're trapped in several plays. that you don't know and you don't know the lines for and you don't know what's going on, but everyone treats you like you should know what's going on, which is kind of funny because that's what was really going on. It's kind of meta. But at one point in the play, somebody asks you, like, you're supposed to be doing a change, a dress change. And so the character is just so confused that they just drop their pants. And the person was actually like asking for their shirt or something like that. That's like the gag, right?
Right.
And so I had to do this in front of a packed theater. And I think it was packed because maybe word got out that this was going to be risque or something.
This scene was
because
everybody wanted to see your badonkadonk. Just say it.
This is a high school play, and you got a kid dropping traw like just. Yeah. So I dropped my pants in that play, and I was wearing like little happy face boxers, and it was fun. And the next day, it wasn't really like this. But it felt almost like every time I was walking the halls of school, everyone was just like looking at me and thumbs upping me and high fiving me in slow motion, and there was like confetti. It was like everyone was like, "You're the dude who did that, yeah!" And like everyone went from not knowing me to everyone knew who I was, all in like one night. It was it was pretty cool.
That's how reality stars get famous today too. So.
But it was like such a high school movie kind of a thing, like
yeah.
But that's how it happened. Felt pretty badass.
So
And
my answer is less about what I did and more about how I felt afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, because it's hard to have an answer for this question when you're a person such as I.
I don't know what you mean by that.
What do you mean by that? People who say such as I?
Yeah, things like that. Those kinds of people. But
Okay.
I realized recently, like, so there's this publisher who I would really like to work for.
Mad Magazine.
And it turns out that some of the people I know. Wait, what?
Mad Magazine?
No.
They're a publisher, right? Oh, dang.
Cracked?
No.
It's Cracked.
Stop it.
Cracked is like the...
Stop guessing. Stop it. Cease.
Teen Beat.
go.
Cease. Cease and desist. No
Okay.
more. You done?
No, but keep going.
Okay. So there's this publisher I really want to work for. I want to edit for them. And it turns out that some of the people I know the people who are in charge of like hiring editors and stuff. And so I sent in my resume and I ended up getting an interview. And in the interview, I realized that the position they were offering was not at all the position that I wanted. I wanted to be an editor, and they were offering like office manager position who would just be in charge of like putting books in boxes and then shipping them places.
An editor of editors, if you will.
No.
You would edit the editors,
The middle management of editors.
which is just basically editing, right?
No. They wanted an office manager. They wanted somebody to put books in boxes and then ship them places.
Oh.
And just like keep the office organized.
But when you think about it, that's just editing the office.
It's not at all editing, Aaron. Stop it.
Go ahead.
And so I realized this, and I was like, I looked at him in the eye, and I was like, look, you will probably be better off hiring somebody else for this position. And and keeping my contact information if you can ever hire an editor. Like, keep that on file. I'm good at what I do. I'm going to send you some editing samples. Peace.
And then you dropped the red pen.
I dropped
mic.
my red microphone pen, and I walked out the door with swagger. And then I got home and I was like, what the heck did I just do?
So, you know that there's not a lot of jobs for English majors. I'm just saying, you didn't throw away their contact information at all, did you?
No.
They might have thrown away his. Oh, but that made you feel pretty badass.
It did. And then, I felt pretty cool. And then I got home and I was like, what the heck did I just do?
That's generally... See, I can do pretty confident things, but I think I'm always just wary of dealing with the consequences afterward, because I will always have that sudden realization of, oh no, what did I just do? Like in the moment, you're like, yeah! And then you get home and you sit down and you just all of a sudden it just washes over you. I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, the thing about that moment is the entire time I was pretending to be extremely confident. But the thing is, when you're pretending to be really confident, nobody can tell that you aren't really.
Right. Yeah. They don't know.
I mean, unless you're a bad
How
actor,
you really
yes.
feel.
And then you just start dropping trowel. Like, that's weird.
I think you can sometimes tell. Okay, so mine's also a story that happened at an editor's office, and I'm like, it also happened in high school. High school.
We really peaked in high school.
You guys have had lives after high school, right? Like you guys have done things.
Yeah,
barely.
But I think with age, you realize just how little badass you really are, and it just like slowly declines from that to that. No, so I was like a band geek and surprise in high school, and my music teacher, I don't know if he was just really cool or he just didn't like doing his job, but every pep rally he would let us do the song instead of the marching band.
Oh,
he's like, you guys just play whatever you want. I'm like, okay, thanks. And but either way, it was really cool. And so we would like play these, and we had like obviously a drum set, guitars and basses, and we'd like play some awesome songs. And I think I was a junior in high school. Junior in high school. And I wanted to play a Beatles song, but it had to be an awesome Beatles song. So we played Come Together. But I really wanted someone to sing it, and I couldn't find anyone. And it was like a week, maybe less, to the pep rally. And I was talking to my dad, and he's a teacher then. And he's like, "Oh, I'll sing it." And I'm like, "What, really, Dad?" Then he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I'm like, "Okay." Anyway, so we're in the corner of the basketball court, where we have the pep rally, and we start playing. And then my dad walks in and starts singing. My dad's like one of the most favorite teachers on campus. Everyone freaks out, and I'm sitting here playing the drums. Everyone gets up dancing and singing like from Ferris Bueller at the parade. Come Together. I was like, this is the coolest thing that will ever happen to me ever. and everyone is just singing. People are dancing. Everyone. Oh. And it was only like 3 minutes long. And then we stopped, and everyone just like freaked out. And then that was it. I was like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever.
That is.
And that's it.
I'm kind of jealous of that.
That's my badass moment of my life.
I like it.
That would be amazing if while I did my thing, while I walked out on that potentially amazing job opportunity, if you guys played that song in the background, that would have made me feel a lot better.
I'm pretty sure that's a commercial. Doesn't that just sound like a Jeep commercial or something?
I'm like, I don't want this boring office job, and then I get in my Jeep and like drive through the mountains.
Yeah.
While the Beatles are playing.
If it's not, it should be. I think we found your new career.
Did you see the Pope has a Jeep? His Pope Mobile is a Jeep.
I did see it.
Pretty cool.
It was beautiful.
Jeep people are really excited to be sanctified finally.
Let's go to our next question. Okay. We're up on the 3 popes, 3 questions.
3 popes, 3 papals.
3 popes, 3 catechisms.
All right, my question is, what's your favorite condiment?
My favorite condiment is most definitely Chick-fil-A's Polynesian sauce. And if you want to make it at home, here's what's in it. Sugar, soybean oil, water, corn syrup, corn cider vinegar, distilled vinegar, tomato paste, salt, paprika, mustard seed, modified cornstarch, beet juice, onion, *, garlic, *, xanthan gum, propylene glycol, alginate, natural flavor.
So just stuff you can get at the grocery store.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Tastes like real Polynesian.
Here's the thing about the Polynesian sauce. I think the Polynesian sauce takes a far back seat to the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Well, that's why
just saying.
You're wrong, and that's why you haven't lived since high school.
No, I think the original Chick-fil-A sauce is where it's at. But every man their own.
This is why
I actually prefer KFC's FLG sauce.
I don't even know what that is.
Finger looking good.
They don't need a sauce. It's on every piece of chicken.
It's made of 11 herbs and spices.
And Norm Macdonald for some reason. I don't know.
Or Daryl Hammond. I can't keep track of it. Polynesian sauce. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had that before.
I like it. It's sweet. Tastes like sugar, which is what I want, as an American.
You can probably, too, the benefit is that if you ever get a craving for it, you can just lick your keyboard. later, knowing if I know you.
I want to say no, I would never do that. But I mean, I've got it on my keyboard already, so I'm like,
Now that I put it into your mind,
I'm already one of those people. So.
You can be sitting there editing and then lick your fingers like, oh, Polynesian sauce. Edit some more.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Polynesian sauce.
I feel like I'm in many Nesias.
Oh my
Not just
gosh.
one Nesia.
Anyway, so my favorite condiment. Can we talk about how just wonderful age we live in? Just so there's so much technology, and I believe now that bacon is now a condiment.
No,
And that's my
it's in
favorite condiment.
everything.
bacon is bacon. No, I don't.
No, you can put bacon on anything now.
You could always do that. That's always been an option.
I don't think that's true. I don't feel like that was always an option. I don't think that people did that as readily as they have in the past 10 years.
I mean, just because people didn't do it doesn't mean that it wasn't an option. Like, just because it was a road not taken doesn't mean it wasn't a road.
Well, I'm just saying someone discovered the road and paved a freeway with 10 lanes on it. Everything is bacon now.
And the road is like that red asphalt. So with the red asphalt and the white lines, you know what it looks like?
Bacon.
Robert Frost would be very disappointed.
Anyway, so that's my favorite condiment. Someone took it hard. But like, no, like I remember, I think maybe Aaron was there. I think we had a mutual friend that had those mini tomatoes, romaine tomatoes, and they're stuffed with bacon. It was like the best thing you'd ever eaten ever.
Those mini tomatoes.
like cherry tomatoes. Or?
Yeah, like cherry tomatoes. Yeah. And they hollowed them out and then put bacon in there,
Mm.
and you ate it, and it tastes like a little BLT.
So they just made like a little bacon purse.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down. Little bacon purse.
See,
Sounds interesting.
now that would that be like if you sold that on Etsy? Would it be a clutch that has like made out of fabric that looks like bacon, or would it be a clutch that's made to hold bacon?
Why not both?
Both. Yeah, really.
Well, I mean,
Roadless taken.
you don't want to advertise to everyone that you have bacon on you, or they're going to ask you for it.
Maybe that's exactly what you
If you're
want.
a woman and you're,
sorry,
if you're a
this is
woman,
go
you're
back-
trying
this
to attract men.
That was me being a little capitalist again. I'm not.
Yeah,
so,
you want people to know
See?
you.
not so much for the sharing.
Maybe we want to share the joy. I made one time, I don't know if you had this, Andrew, but one time there was a potluck and the only thing left when I got the sign up sheet was salads. And I was like, because usually I would have to make something that I could eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I knew I could eat.
Or you wouldn't be able to eat.
Because it would be like the only thing I could eat when I got there. So I made a BLT salad.
Oh, that sounds good.
It
I don't think I was
like-
there. I think I was gone then.
It was all of the ingredients in a BLT minus the bread, but it was just bacon, lettuce, and tomato and mayo and stuff. It was amazing. It
So it was a salad.
was so good. Though. It was, but here's the thing. You take the portion of a salad that's usually dedicated to being lettuce, replace that with bacon. So like it was mostly bacon
Okay, so it
garnished
wasn't a salad.
with lettuce and tomatoes.
You put bacon on your plate and like covered it with some green things to make yourself feel better.
It was a large bowl full of bacon. Like the bacon was chopped up. It was amazing.
I also remember, I wasn't there, but I heard about it, and I heard that you didn't get any of it.
No, I did get some of it.
I heard that it was, because I thought someone, like, everyone just like, that's mine, and just took it
That
all
would
and finished
happen though. That's happened to me before.
it. That might be why I'm thinking that.
My favorite condiment, thank you for asking,
You're welcome.
is sriracha.
Sriracha's pretty
Sriracha
good.
is so good.
Is that how you say it? Sriracha.
It's always been sriracha.
How else would I say it?
I don't know. Because, I mean, it's spelled like SR, and it's like, I don't know how to make those noises together.
Sriracha.
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 Anyway,
I think it's spelled SIR. Sriracha.
That's how it's spelled.
it's not. Look it up.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm looking it up right now.
Anyway, the moral of my story is that sriracha's gross.
Oh, sriracha. Sriracha.
SRIRACHA?
I see. I didn't know that extra R was in there. I like sriracha, and I haven't found anything that I didn't like it on. Maybe like a pastry, but I don't eat pastries, so
I'm going to give you a comprehensive list of everything I don't like sriracha sauce on. Everything.
You don't
What?
like sriracha?
I don't like it.
What?
More for me, I guess, but I'm just sad for you.
You don't have to be, because I'm happy because I'm not having to eat sriracha sauce.
Wow.
So, I first started liking sriracha because I used to like it on my Chinese food. It's a little spice. It's really good.
Mhm.
But then everyone, like every fast food restaurant was like, well, we're going to have to get on the sriracha
Oh, and they
going
start
on.
adding sriracha to other things. I'm not down with that.
Yeah, see, that's weird.
No.
I know that they have this sriracha, like this creamy sriracha sauce. I'm like,
Yeah, no.
No.
That's
No.
not the same. Here's what I like to do. Here's a little sriracha hack. Okay.
okay.
I kind of hate you for putting those two words together.
Sriracha hack. Okay, you get a leaf of lettuce, like a romaine leaf, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like you're going to use that for the wrap. Into that, you put tuna salad. All right? You're making a tuna salad taco is what
Okay,
you're doing.
you've already lost me.
And then you squirt in sriracha. That's the hot sauce. And it is amazing. Amazing. It's like a flavor party. It's like a flavor rave.
It's like you've put all of the worst flavors together into one thing.
It's like Burning Man on your taste buds.
See, now there are a lot of people who wouldn't say that that's a good thing.
And that's fine.
So have you seen the Oatmeal's comic on sriracha?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe Adam needs to check it out. Then he'll learn. Anyway, but yeah.
I love sriracha so much that I'm going to tell you that just to my right on the shelf is a mason jar full of pureed red homegrown jalapenos that I'm going to make sriracha out of.
Okay.
And it's fermenting because that's a way to make it. So I'm going to become my own source of sriracha.
You won't need another person ever again.
I'm just going to be completely self-sufficient. Self-sriracha sufficient. All right, let's finish this out. Thanks for listening. Remember, your ratings fuel us. Go to 3g3q.co/rate and leave your review. You can subscribe to receive new episodes the moment they're released by going to 3g3q.co/subscribe. We'd also love to hear from you, so where can people get a hold of y'all?
I'm surprisingly still on Twitter quite often. I am at _SAV or ASAP.
I can confirm that.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter, sharing little bits of narcissism with the world at @AdamKid.
Everyone should write Adam about why he's wrong about sriracha.
All you have to do is just one word that you like with sriracha.
Just yes,
The
just
one food.
tweet at him one thing that you like sriracha with.
And you know what? I'll reply
If you can
and I'll
come
tell
up-
them why they're wrong. Most of the answers are going to be with because you put sriracha on it. So.
I'm on Twitter.
Before anyone else makes a comment, his mom is the best thing with sriracha. Keep going.
Ooh. I'm on Twitter at Aaron LM Goodwin. And you can talk to me about whatever you like. I'm there for you. I can be your shoulder to cry on. I can commiserate. I'm there. So
Basically, you're saying you want your
hit me
Twitter followers to come together.
right now.
Guys, we
Over
need to stop.
over
we,
me.
We need to stop before we have to pay for that.
Do.
No, but we
You know what we don't have to pay for?
happy birthday.
The only thing I want to say before, and this is not a normal closing, but some of you are wondering, where's the follow-up and feedback? Those are going to start coming out in separate episodes. So look for an episode that's going to come out closer towards the weekend, and that will be follow-up and feedback, because lumping it together is difficult to arrange, and we wanted to have these nice clean episodes for people who are going to be listening from the future.
Yeah, and it's the least interesting part of the show, so we wanted to make it easy
So
to
we
skip.
still want your questions.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, goodbye. And I want you to remember Adam's a little capitalist. I want you to remember that it's pronounced badass. And I also want you to remember that Polynesian sauce tastes like real Polynesians. And I also want you to remember to question everything. Stuff.
Recording.
Oh
You want to do
man.
the claps?
Yeah, okay, we'll do class. Wait, oh man, what?
There's grease on my keyboard from when I was eating Chick-fil-A, and now I look down at it and I'm like, oh man, I'm one of those people.
How soon you've fallen.
It's a new keyboard.
All right, let's do the claps.
Okay, claps.
All right. 3, 2.
What? Wait, what? I thought. Oh, I didn't. I missed
What?
it.
Okay, we'll do it from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okie dokie.
Okay.
and we're live.
Hey-o.
All right, I'm gonna start.
Okay.
By the way, I wasn't a bad actor. I was pretty good.
Okay, I did. I was.
It was pretty. I
I wasn't
amazing.
making a comment on your acting. I've never seen it.
I just want to clarify.
Aaron, can we talk about the note you just put in the show notes? The turn down for what?
For editing.
Yeah, for editing. The answer to the question. Q, turn down for what? Answer for editing. Okay.
So
Few
Andrew,
people know Lil Wayne actually has a degree in the humanities. So.
I'm gonna change my answer from the underwear thing to that turn down for what joke I wrote in the show notes that no one will ever see.
Okay.
Andrew, what's yours?